Hey, everybody. It's time for another wonderful edition of the Jersey Tales.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
thirsty.
Oh, well, who all do we have on tonight's show? Well, we've got Bunce here.
Howdy, howdy.
Jingles is here.
Yo.
Lexi's here.
Hey, yo.
Steve Wolf is here.
What up, though?
And Velvet's bubbling in the corner somewhere. And it's me, Aquino. Welcome, everyone, to the Jersey Tales show. All right, so where are we going to start? Well, we're going to start with there's been some coaching fun stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's an ending of an era in the NFL right now.
quite a few eras going on. Because we've got, let's see, Pete Carroll. You know, I mean, we're starting small. Yes, we got Pete Carroll, and then we have the two GOATs are also retiring, maybe possibly forcibly retiring, right? So you've got Belichick that's going, and then of course Nick Saban.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I think there's other coaching changes going on too, right? Like
Arthur Smith.
There you go.
Didn't Carolina fire their coach too?
In season. So did Josh McDaniels in season. Mike Vrabel was out in Tennessee.
And then Washington, right?
Chargers got an opening after their 63-point murder against Raiders on Thursday Night Football.
I wanted another 70-pointer, though.
Yeah, Belichick, I don't think is done.
We be manifesting that shit.
Well, that's the question, right? So, like, how many people now also like were told that they have a job, and when the owner found out that Belichick's fired, it's just be like, hey, you know that thing we talked about last week about your job being safe?
In my opinion, I think the two teams that Belichick might be a go-to is the Falcons, because that's a rumor going around, or a surprise team, the Eagles.
I could see the Eagles. It all depends on Monday night against the Buccaneers. They played
that is
before. True. You changed defensive coordinators with 4 games to go, and you fucked it up.
I have a theory. I have a theory. Like this may be like the unholy alliance of all unholy alliances. Okay.
Right.
So Belichick goes to Chicago.
No.
Brings along with him Saban.
Nope.
And Pete Carroll joins him, and they just become, you know, the grumpy old men of football, and they win every single game 3-0 for the next year.
So Chicago even said they're keeping their coach.
Yeah, they're keeping Eberflus.
They said that before Belichick was on the market, though.
No, afterward.
Okay.
They just announced it today.
They announced that they're keeping Eberflus.
But they fired their offensive coordinator, though.
Yeah, they fired their OC. And I'm over here as a rival team in the division. I'm over here laughing my ass off. I'm like,
the league is.
Oh my god!
I hope they keep Fields since Marvin Harrison just declared.
But Chicago fans are literally like, oh no, they're saying they want.
That's going to be a question that's going to be on and off until the draft. That's not going to be decided until the draft.
Yeah, we'll find out at the draft.
I'm just saying that, like, if the three of them got together on a team just to be, you know, angry old men, you know, grumpy old men, because it's like, oh, we all got screwed. Let's just go screw up the league. Because think about it, they would basically just become the professional version of Iowa.
You're not wrong.
Okay, I hate that imagery.
I'm with Seawolf on that, but like I can see it.
All they've been focusing is on their punt team.
Yeah, well, because you know that Belichick's got the freaking rule book memorized forwards and backwards. He knows every single loophole that he hasn't exploited yet.
Yeah, because this is dark magic.
Yeah, no wonder he wrote Spy Gates and Deflategate in there.
Yeah. So that was my theory number one. The second theory, going to the Falcons, like was said, but they're going to somehow end up playing against whoever's coaching the Patriots next on their way there, and it will be the reverse version of 28-3.
Okay, first of all, Jerome Mayo is not going to take the Patriots to the Super Bowl. Okay, I'm sorry. Jerome Mayo is not going to take that team to. I'm sorry. I mean, they got to rebuild that team from the ground up. All right,
they got to clear house, bro.
Exactly. And you want to bring in Jerome Mayo as your next head coach already without interviewing Vrabel? Really? Do your due process. Bring in Vrabel in. Interview him. Bring in the other candidates that you want to bring in, so you do your due diligence. But draw Mayo be like, oh yeah, I'm within the Belichick tree. I'm here with the Patriots.
Yeah, and over here, I'm dealing with teams poaching our offensive and defensive coordinator. They can take Aaron Glenn. I don't give a shit because he's giving me heart attacks.
All I know is that our OC, who I can't even remember because he doesn't actually do anything, the Bengals has been interviewed, I think, 4 times now for a head coach position.
Falcons just put in a request for him.
I know,
5 now.
I think who else? I think Tennessee had requested Aaron Glenn to coach for them. I know there was a team that interviewed Ben
Chargers.
Johnson. Yeah, Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn as well.
That's the Commanders.
Yeah, that's Commanders. And
Ben Johnson is the highest rated on sports books to go to Washington.
No, you ain't taking him over my dead body. No.
Oh no, that's fine. That means that Washington gets Harbaugh.
Hey, you rather hey, either or. I mean, if Harbaugh leaves, we have somebody to fill in his spot. So
there is a rumor going around, a small rumor going around right now, though.
About the Harbaugh?
No, about Vrabel going to Washington, possibly.
That's not bad though. But
But as a Washington fan, I want Ben Johnson
over my dead body.
He's gonna go. He's leaving this time.
Unless he's going to get paid, I'm pretty sure Brad Holmes and Sheila are going to give him his bag.
See, the issue that I've got with the Bengals OC getting these requests is like you don't really know what he's capable of because he doesn't have play calling duty. Zach makes all the play calls, which is why half of them you're like, what are you doing, Zach? You bonehead. Like, oh yeah, you're trying to be cute now, huh? I mean, there's a lot of frustration that's built up in me about, things were going well. Oh, here's going to be a stupid trick play, and it doesn't work.
Same thing with the Eric Bieniemy with being with the Chiefs last year. Andy Reid called all the plays. Now you got Washington that hired Eric Bieniemy as their OC. What that got you? 4 wins.
Yeah. So, I was there at the Browns game that we played against, and there was one of those plays where we're against at this point they're like field dressing like fans out of the stadium to play against us so that nobody gets hurt so they could have a run at the playoffs, and we had a trick play that still didn't work. Like, come on, dude, just play football.
Was one of your linemen eligible? Was an eligible receiver?
Oh, they did that the entire game. Like, I want to say that a lineman reported as eligible every other play.
Yeah,
like,
I just figured I'd bring that up because of what happened in Dallas.
Well, I think that's what they're doing, because if you've watched any football this week, a lot of people have been doing that same thing where they just have random people go up and report as eligible. Just to screw with the refs.
You can thank Taylor Decker for and speaking of Decker, there's a lot of people having Decker was reported eligible shirts all over Detroit.
Yes, I imagine.
And even the billboards even said Decker reported.
Well, I think back to the coaching changes stuff, though, the part that I found very surprising was that apparently this blindsided Pete, this whole being told to step down, like Pete Carroll.
Oh, yeah.
Because, he's like, oh, yes, it was a mutual agreement. But like literally 2 days before that, he was just like, oh, no, hell no, I'll keep coaching until they tell me I can't. It's like, well, I think he got told, coach.
Yep.
But hey, Pete, I just want to let you know that I hear that Alabama is going to be looking for a new coach. There's
some people in Bama that are on that list, and it's like also University of Washington's coach as well. They're looking at too.
Yeah, Oregon too, but he's already said no.
Oregon State lost their coach already because they're also looking at Oregon State.
Alabama losing Saban was huge.
And you see all their 5 stars leaving too.
Mm-hmm.
Most of their 5 stars went to the transfer portal.
They're just seeing what's out there right now, because the crazy thing is the dude retired and then still goes into work the next day.
I think he's just retiring from coaching, but I don't think he's retiring from being with the university.
They interviewed him and he said, "Oh no, yeah, I was telling the guys on the thing, it's like, no, I'm going to have an office here, so I'm going to be still here to make sure you stay in line. So don't think I won't chew your ass out from an office."
Right.
Hey, it only makes me more excited for Georgia to play them next year without Saban.
I can definitely see a good matchup between the 2022 Georgia Bulldogs and the 2023 Michigan Wolverines. I can guarantee it. That's gonna be a good game, regardless.
Dog,
If that would've-
2022 Bulldogs were hard to beat.
Because
You're not wrong though. That would have been better than the 2022 national championship.
right,
No, 2023 national championship.
No.
My bad.
yeah, it was. It was last year's national championship.
I just don't know who they're gonna get because like
There's so much.
They've got to be like looking at like all the coaching changes and stuff that's going on in the NFL. And there's now, of course, you've also got the whole thing that Saban's still freaking there.
Did you see the videos of all the Alabama students were just giving out like oatmeal cream pies and shit over to that Nick Saban statue? They're thinking
Diet Coke and oatmeal cream pies.
Dr. Pepper.
Because I'll say this, as a Louisville basketball fan, Patino's tenure at Louisville ended the same way with some Coke and cream pies. So
right, I'm like, and I've been seeing tweets. I'm like, they're just they're acting like Nick Saban died.
Like, bro.
I'm like, dude.
But the thing is that. Saban's still going to be there. So one of two things going to happen. You're going to get back. I mean, I can use Louisville basketball example because like Denny Crum retired. Like, and Denny Crum basically rebuilt our program from the ground up. He's basically our version of John Wooden, right? And in fact, he coached under him for a little bit. And then we had to bring in somebody else that could deal with the fact that Denny was still going to be in the university and still be around, still be used for fundraisers, for speaking and all that stuff. And the only person that we could find for that was Rick Pitino. That's the only other man we knew that had an ego bigger than Denny Crum. So, yeah, you're going to have to, like, the only person I can think of that would actually work with Saban still there is probably Lane Kiffin. I mean, that's the only one that makes sense because whoever else goes in there, they're not going to have that ability to just deal with everything else while also, the university's sitting there thinking, well, if this doesn't work out, Saban, why don't you just go down and like take over for the rest of the half of the season and we'll find a new coach,
Saban first game, he's gonna be in his office or whatever. He's gonna be in the middle of a game, and then like everything's just going south for Alabama, and it's like, hold up, let me just take your headset and let me take over this game real quick.
Yeah, he'll just walk out there with like bunny slippers on.
Give me that headset now.
Get over the tunnel. Just pull them off.
Bunny slippers and pajamas and a fucking bathrobe. I'm like, give me your fucking headset.
Yeah, he'll just walk over and he'll just look really pissed off. Like after the first bad decision, just grab them off the head, just start screaming into it, and then just give it back. It was like, I'm going back to bed. Don't let me come back out here again. He'll shove them back off. But the only way I could picture, like, okay, so this is a bit of a side statement. Like, everyone's familiar with Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Tarkin, right? The guy on the Death Star that blows up Alderaan, the old general that's there with Darth Vader when they blow up Princess Leia's planet.
Yes, I remember now.
The entire time he's in that scene, he's in pink fuzzy bunny slippers, but you don't know it. And that's exactly how I'm picturing Nick Saban. Yes, power up my super laser, destroy them. Great, fantastic. All right, I'm going back to bed.
That's a perfect scenario.
Right.
Fighters eat missiles.
Honestly, there's so much openings across the NFL and some in college. It's literally an end of an era for both parties, really.
I mean, if Harbaugh wants to make the jump, now's the time.
Exactly.
And with Belichick leaving the Patriots, there's actually some side news that probably been happening since Belichick has been head coach. The Patriots will finally have a head coach in Madden. That's actually their coach. Because Belichick is not in Madden and has not been in Madden for the longest time because he is not part of the NFLPA, so he does not give his rights. So they have a generic coach, so they'll finally have an actual coach.
I think the last Madden game I played, I was playing against the Patriots, and then I noticed Belichick was not there. I'm like, what the hell?
Did they just replace it with just like Darth Vader?
No, it was just
It's just a generic. It's just a
one.
generic guy every year.
I know, but what I'm saying is just give me an option now to where if I play as the Patriots, I've got this DLC list of who's going to be standing on the sidelines.
Right.
You know, give me like the It Clown. You know, give me give me Pennywise. Give me Darth Vader that's sitting over there. Give me the Darth Vader knockoff from Spaceballs. You know. Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Yes, that one. Howard the Duck. Oh my God. Have Howard the Duck be your head coach in a fucking video game for just chaos, bro.
Well, you just give him a houndstooth hat, and all of a sudden it's little mini Bear Bryant,
bro. Man, honestly, if the NCAA college football game comes out, you have Howard the Duck coaching the Oregon Ducks.
Coaching like Oregon State. And then like it would just cut to the sidelines, and then Howard would be banging the Oregon mascot in the corner.
He has a beaver to deal with.
That would be more in line with Howard the Duck.
Or would you think that Howard the Duck could be bisexual?
It's canon. So what happens if Harbaugh goes? Like, what is Michigan's plan?
So,
assuming
if Harbaugh leaves, Sharon Moore will likely take over that spot.
You don't think he would bring him with him back to the NFL? Because he's been waiting for an NFL spot.
Should we talk about where Harbaugh wants to go?
According to the rumor mill, has been Washington and the Chargers.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, from the Lions standpoint, if Aaron Glenn does go, you might as well have Brad Holmes call up Zach Minter, the Michigan defensive coordinator, how he calls his defensive plays on both the secondary and the interior defense, bro.
Speaking of the Lions, should we talk about the #1 head coach candidate in the NFL?
Who's
Ben
that?
Johnson? He declined it last year. He declined many interviews last year.
Honestly, I got faith in this team, and plus Stafford's the enemy. So
based on Stafford, I actually want to hear Sewell's opinion on this, about this huge news that I think the Lions are being horrible about. They're not allowing any Stafford jerseys into the arena.
And honestly, I think it was some kind of agency that's like doing like a trade-in for old Stafford jerseys to the current, like get Jameson Williams or any jersey.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there was some of those, and there's something else going on too that was doing like a trade-in jersey, something similar. And like people had figured out that you could just get like this palette,
right?
Like, really awful jerseys from a million years ago, and still basically get
put tape over Stafford's name and just put J-Bow or.
But I think I get why they're doing that because he's the other quarterback. But that is still, it's a Lions jersey they're going to be wearing anyway.
Yeah, you're gonna be color matched.
No, you might as well tape it over. That's just my opinion. But I've also been seeing Lions fans try to praise Stafford for his 12-year tenure here, thinking he's a Detroit legend when he hasn't won a goddamn division title during his tenure. So he's literally worthless to us right now.
If you had Stafford on your team right now, you'd be the 1 seed.
No.
All I'm saying is like don't worry like too much, Seawolf. Like he might be able to win his first game in Detroit during the playoffs.
No. That's what the media is trying to tell. That's what the media is trying to tell us. The Lions are going to lose to the Rams in Detroit. I probably won't be talking for at least a couple months. If the Lions win, although you say you guys are over there rooting for the Rams to win next week.
All I'm saying is if the Rams beat you, that means the Bengals are better than Detroit.
Without Joe Burrow.
I mean, with him, like with him with a bum thigh, he beat the Rams. This year was our Super Bowl revenge tour because we played both the Rams and the 49ers and we beat them both.
Didn't you guys beat the Chiefs too, or I don't think the Chiefs were.
No, there's that holding.
Okay, I was probably thinking.
Yeah.
Lexi,
what's up?
But like I said, I've been seeing a lot of people rooting for the Rams lately. Even the same old Lions fans. I'm like, I literally was scrolling through Twitter. I'm like, these stupid motherfuckers need to shut up. Even though the ticket prices have skyrocketed because of this fucking media.
They said this was the most expensive wild card ticket in NFL history.
Because it's the media, and plus the script writers literally were going nuts about this. It's literally part of the script.
Should we talk about what the script writers are doing this like for every playoff game? There's a script for every game Like you
Well-
had the Packers going back to the Cowboys.
Facing their old coach. I think it was what? Their old coach that was with the Packers?
Yes.
It's just the Packers have owned the Cowboys in the playoffs recently.
Yeah,
Well,
because
my-
Mike
Because of the-
McCarthy was the coach during that time. Now McCarthy is the coach of the Cowboys.
I would be shocked. I would be shocked if Dallas loses to the fucking Green Bay Packers on the wild card.
Can we talk about the script for a second, just before we get
Go.
past it? Because the thing to me that is the most beautiful thing that is happening in the entire part of at least the first round of the script writing is that they are putting the Chiefs and all the Taylor Swift fans on Peacock.
Okay, can
And
we
I
go?
called that.
Can we
I
go?
called it.
Can we go the F off about this? Because the NFL fucked this up so good, so well in the regular season. We don't want to see an encore. I'm sorry. You had your opportunity to have Tyreek Hill go back to Arrowhead in the regular season as a Dolphin, watching the Chiefs raise their banner in front of his eyes, and you fucked it up because putting that game in Munich, Germany. You've effed it up. That was your one-time chance, and now you get the playoffs, and now we got the wind chill being negative 30 degrees.
Oh,
The
yeah,
fans are
30
filing.
Yeah.
Negative 30.
For the
It's
wind
gonna be
chill,
0
the
and-
fans are filing petitions to the league to move the game to Indy because of fan and player safety. I mean,
Yeah, tickets
What are we
are going
doing?
as low as $55.
Yeah,
To the
bro.
playoffs.
And that's if that game stands and they're playing at Arrowhead with that wind chill. That's
They
gonna be
wouldn't
the
lose
the
third coldest game in
the
his NFL.
the coldest, the
Coldest
The-
game.
It
in
won't be the
NFL
coldest.
history.
It won't be the
No.
coldest.
But it'll be the coldest by wind chill.
Yeah,
Yes.
by
No, the
wind
coldest
chill.
by wind chill was negative 50 for that freeze bowl.
Oh, you're talking about the Ice Bowl.
Yeah,
The
the
ice
ice
bowl.
bowl.
Listen, it's football. You gotta play in them conditions.
If you
Yeah,
can't
that's
adapt,
right.
if you can't adapt to the conditions of the football field, then you're a little bit.
My coach, when I played football, they made sure like the linemen got down and wet when it was rainy and cold, and they were making sure that we were getting as cold as possible so we could get ready for that state championship game.
Will the Chiefs put the fish in the freezer?
Are all of the State Farm commercials we're going to see during that game? Is it just going to be replacing, Patrick Mahomes with like Frosty the Snowman?
That's what I've been thinking about that too. My Patrick Mahomes stuck in an ice brick. You know how Squidward was in an icy lake and he comes out floating like an iceberg.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like, hey,
That's how I'm picturing it with Patrick Mahomes right now.
and sorry, Patrick, yeah, you're gonna have to be Frosty the Snowman because Rudolph's not here to bail you out. He's over in Pittsburgh,
In,
Which one?
In the windy conditions, in the dark, 30 below zero wind chill.
And-
No one cannot throw in the wind. All right,
Yeah.
And
Mahomes
people
can barely could throw in the wind. He doesn't have. He only got his Kelsey to throw.
So. I mean, the reason why I brought this game up, though, is like specifically because it's the one that's going to be on Peacock. And think about it like, all right, this is me putting my corporate hat on. And if I am the corporate executives over at the NFL or Peacock, and I'm wanting to show that this is a good idea, I'm going to make sure that I show that the most amount of people signed up for my stupid service at one point. Well, who's going to be the one group of people that's going to immediately just go out and shell out the $9 to sign up and watch a streaming service? And it's going to be the Swiftie fans.
Knowing them damn Swifties, you all need to chill.
Yeah,
Why you think Peacock had a holiday special for $2 a month for the first 3 months?
Exactly. I noticed that too. I'm like, okay, I think I kind of know what's going on here.
But yeah, I mean, to me, that's the perfect way to game the system, right? Because they are going to line just for that one glimpse.
But the funny thing is, the local markets of Kansas City and Miami will be on the local NBC affiliate station, so they don't have to subscribe to Peacock. The rest of the
Unless-
nation does.
Yeah, the
Right, but
rest
it's
of the
that-
nation
that's-
will have to.
But that's why the Swiftie thing. That's why it's important, because the Swiftie thing is not only just a regional thing. It's not even just a United States thing. It's not even just a North America thing. It's a weird, they're everywhere kind of deal. And so if someone wants to watch,
you think a Swiftie in Tokyo will watch Peacock just to see Taylor Swift for 5 seconds?
have you not paid attention to the marketing and the other crap that's been going on for the last year? I mean, that's the whole reason why Kelsey's like in now some of these commercials. Like it's nuts. Like that level of dedication. Like we are nearing like Elvis and Beatles level of like fandemonium is
Right.
what we're at. And so that's why it's such a brilliant marketing thing. Now, granted, it doesn't mean anything, but like if you just want to say, look, it worked, and you got a bunch of stupid people who don't know any better, they're gonna look at that number spike and think, oh yeah, we should put all of it on a streaming service.
Next year, be on Paramount Plus, because they'll be the next one. Be asking the NFL, hey, we need an NFL game on Paramount Plus because because we're right now Star Trek ideas. They sell the streaming service to Peacock.
Paramount, they've got the Cowboys, which is like
PBS.
1798 and Yellowstone.
Yellowstone's on Peacock. They sell the streaming rights to Peacock for
yes,
Yellowstone.
but there's the other Yellowstone.
I know the prequel. I know.
Yeah, so like all the other stuff, because like that's all I have it because I'm a Star Trek nerd. So, and Strange New Worlds is great, but they also weirdly sold off Prodigy, but that's like neither here nor there. But the thing with Peacock, though, is I can watch my local Bengals without an antenna. So I've been enjoying that. So please don't take those away from me.
The Swifties are going to get so, like, trying to figure out when the next the breakup's going to be happening. It's like, what?
Well, no, that's the beautiful part about that whole thing is because they've now brought in Kelsey into all of these like ads and stuff, and they're just thinking like, yeah, we signed him up for a 1-year contract worth $10 million. It's like, oh, what's going to happen 6 months into that when she's ready to write a new album? You're screwed.
Yeah, that breakup's going to be fucking great.
I always go to Bengals games and I'm just like I'm collecting tail pictures. Like I want tails, paws, like cat heads. What do you got for me? What do you got? And my dad, I'm with my dad. Like this is the best part about the whole thing. My dad's with me, and so now he's like spotting him out for me. He has no idea why I'm taking the pictures. But he's like, oh hey, there's one over here. I'm like, oh hey, good. It was just like when he came in. My Lamar jersey that I've got that's hanging up that I have to take pictures with before the Ravens game. Great. Like that's dreading. Anyway, so he comes in and he sees the Ravens jersey and he was like, why do you have this? I was like, oh, I lost a bet. And so I have to take pictures with it. He's like, oh, like, do you need me to take the pictures? I was like, no, never mind. I'm so sorry I brought that up. I have to take away my fursuit. Like that's not happening. Anyway, so right now I am a fan for hire, and so I have to cheer for the Rams because that was part of the bet. So like that's there, and I have to wear the stupid jersey every time they play. But I also have to take the fursuit photo with it. The other two fan bases, which I am currently supporting. So I have the Bills, because I'm supporting a dear friend, and because I'm supporting the Rams, because I'm supporting a dear friend. And so, like...
I'm surprised you don't want to cheer for my team, because for a dear friend.
Wasn't asked, and by that point, my NFC requirements were filled.
No big deal.
Yeah. So I got the Bills, which, I've got a taste of that. Watching them squish the fish, and there's that little meme of I can't wait to watch the Bills play, and then the whole middle is like I want to jump off a building, and it's like, oh hey, the Bills won.
Instead of a building, you might as well have like a stack, like a 10-story stack full of tables and just fall right off a building onto the tables.
Well, I don't know if you watched the squish the fish match, against the Dolphins this weekend. Oh, it was nuts. Like
I saw
there was a touchdown that was caught because a dude got his head beamed with the freaking ball. And it bounced off the dude's head and then landed in the wide receiver's arms. And it was like, touchdown Bills. And I was like, what is that? He goes, well, that's kind of like Bill's thing. Like, what? Weird, goofy Yeah, that's Bill's thing.
Bills fashion.
And
you see the amount of Bills fans they had at Hard Rock Stadium, bro?
Oh, is that what it is now? Like the last 3 times. Every time I go to like the Miami Stadium, it's got a new name. So
no, it's Hard Rock Stadium. Hard Rock Stadium.
It was Land Shark when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was the name for like a year and a half.
Yeah, like because they just sell it every couple of years. Anyway,
because it's Hard Rock Casino.
well, I was there for a Steelers versus the Dolphins game, and again, it was about the same. Because that's the thing. Everybody retires from that area into Miami, and so they don't really ever get a home game.
Right. And I was looking at Twitter and see like the amount of Bills fans they had in Miami. All the bars were filled with Bills fans. They had flags saying Bills Mafia Takeover. They have all of that. I was like, oh my God.
Well, I mean, it was just a crazy experience because like there was that, and then the Bills got behind. They're playing like crap, and then
Miracles happened.
And then Josh Allen just goes out there and wills them to victory. Because like what happens is like Josh Allen has this thing, like this gauge, right? So there's this sweet spot of I'm willing us to victory, and if he goes past it, it's I'm willing us to defeat. And I've seen that happen because we've made him do it. And by we, I mean the Bengals. But at the same time, if you could keep him in that little green zone, it's like watching Superman. It is like John Elway, like times 10. Like the dude is just nuts. Like I'll just jump over top my entire offensive line to get that extra like 2 yards I need for my first down.
Bro,
okay,
it looked like he toppled over. It looked like when he jumped over his offensive lineman. I'm like, bro, I thought he was gonna get. Oh
I don't know how he's not broken because, like, I of course then I've got like the glass quarterback, right? Like, you look at him funny, and now it's like, well, great, now he's injured again.
And it looks like they filled the injury report too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and honestly, I looked. I think it was who else was it? I think it was a running back that like helped him push up, and like he literally grabbed his ass and pushed him up.
Yeah, so I can appreciate like clean play. I can appreciate just the wildness that is the Bills are wild and it's fun to watch. And also at the same time,
they're rambunctious, especially with tables.
Well, no, those are the fans. I'm just talking about just the Bills football. Like, but I understand why they're jumping on tables. Now,
I mean, I don't see the Bills making out at least the second round. They're because like in typical Bills fashion, they do really well in the regular season. Like, it's a mixed feelings in the regular season, and then once some playoffs hit, they shit the bed.
It's the Browns got the 5 seed, the Texans got the 4 seed, Chiefs got the 3 seed, okay? So, if the Chiefs win, the Chiefs are going to the Bills, and if the Browns win, they're going to Baltimore.
Then they are playing for the AFC Championship. I don't know if they're going to beat the Ravens, because I think the Ravens just will out Superman Josh Allen.
And Lamar is going to be Lamar.
That's what I mean. Like Lamar legitimately is like, I don't know, like the good, super awesome
God
Superman.
Mode. God mode Lamar Jackson.
And then like Josh Allen's like the WB Smallville version of Superman. It's like, yeah, you could, but like,
like the Riddler.
This is just like no, because they're both Superman. It's just one of them's from Smallville on a low budget CW series, and the other one's like, I can spin the world backwards, dude.
The difference is with Lamar Jackson's 4 playoff game, he is averaging a 68.5 passer rating.
Oh,
in the 4 playoff games.
Mm-hmm.
And remember the last time they had a home playoff game, you were the 1 seed. You were unanimous. You voted unanimous MVP. What happened? You got blown out by the Titans. Yeah, Lamar.
He better.
Unanimously, yeah.
No, he's not gonna win unanimous. Brock Purdy's gonna get some votes.
Yeah.
No, Christian McCaffrey.
No. Remember now, like I said last time, it's a top 5 point system MVP. There'll be 1 or 2 players that will get a first place vote, but Lamar's still going to get MVP.
Yeah.
Keep in mind,
even if McCaffrey wins, it's going to be shared. It's going to be split.
And I just want to be clear. I am a Bengals fan, and I'm saying that like Lamar deserves to be MVP. So, I mean, granted, I'll never see that a Steeler deserves to be it because that's just another level of hate. I mean, the problem with the Cowboys and the Packers is like those are two fan bases that like it's that whole like immovable object, phrase.
It's the history. It's the history of both teams playing each other in the playoffs. It will make it so great, and yet when they play each other, it always comes down to the last minute, the last drive. Like the last time the play was in the divisional round with Aaron Rodgers throw that ball to Jordan. What is it? The tight end that made that toe drag on the sidelines to get in the field goal range to get into the NFC playoffs game. I mean NFC title game. That was the last time they play in the playoffs.
Also, Cowboys fans don't have thoughts, so like you've already.
Yeah,
they just exist.
Cowboys fans are having PTSD right now.
It's like, oh hey, pick a football team. Who do you like? Oh, I like the Cowboys. Woo! And it's like,
how about them boys?
Do you like sports? Woo, Cowboys! And like that was just a thing,
bro. Cowboys,
even though they were bad.
Oh my God, bro.
Because it was America's team,
quote unquote. America's team.
Yeah, it's like no. And I don't need the script writers to put this nonsense together. Also, yeah, Jerry's on his way out.
Cowboys, bro.
And y'all still lost to them on Thanksgiving.
I don't even want to talk about it because we're cursed on Thanksgiving. Okay.
That's the script writers. Like,
yeah, the damn script writers made us curse, bro.
How many
script writers?
Detroit's not allowed to win on Thanksgiving. It's in the script. Read it.
Exactly. We're not.
How many
did you get it before the show?
How many Thanksgivings have y'all lost in a row?
I think the last one we played. I forgot. I think the last one we won was 2016.
So almost 10 years.
Yeah, nearly. Well, 8 years. About to go on 8 years. Well, it's been 7 years, and it sucked. My first ever Lions game was Thanksgiving 2019.
Oh no!
Against the Bears.
And but the only difference was
CJ Stroud wasn't playing.
Exactly.
They don't have Flacco.
And no,
Flacco.
No, they have Flacco.
Flacco was there. Flacco was there.
Oh.
That's where Amari Cooper went the F off when Flacco was there. Was it his second game that he was there? That he just went the F off?
It was his second or third game.
Yeah.
It was around there. And he just went the F off. And now you're back in Houston. First game of the playoffs, Saturday afternoon. You're going up against the Texans.
It's CJ Stroud.
That's the difference, CJ Stroud. But also, he won't have Tank Dell.
Was it Tampa Bay that got in to the playoffs with a 9-8 record? And we're sitting here going like,
Yeah.
No, the big, like let's just compare our records here. Like we should do a strengths, like we should bring back the BCS computer and just make it do like NFL stuff.
The owners won't like that because the owners want money. All right, that's why the Buccaneers is hosting a playoff game. That's why they wanted to get the money from the playoff game.
It's gonna be the matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hey, let's remind everybody what happened at Week 18 with the Eagles against the Giants. Like,
it was 24-0 at halftime.
Yeah, 24-0 at the half. It was an all Giants game because, mind you, Jalen Hurts said on the press conference that his finger popped out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and it's still fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was just covered. Like I just saw a blurb from that. Like he hasn't thrown a football yet.
Yeah, I don't think Jalen Hurts is gonna be playing. I don't think he's playing this on the playoffs.
Oh, that shit's getting taped up, and he's gonna try. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna either
it's gonna hurt him even more.
No,
you're gonna get you're getting one of two things. You're either getting burrowed, where like, oh yeah, that wasn't that so bad. It's no big deal. All of a sudden now, like my entire arm is just like it's just now turned into like the fact that like
you can't even throw anymore.
Yeah, like my hand is now like it looks like a Constructicon,
Yeah.
It's going around picking up pieces and moving things around, and that's about all it's getting.
Mind you, let's remind people who is their current defensive coordinator right now, who used to coach for the Detroit Lions, Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
He was an offensive okay, so he went to the Lions as a head coach. He was brought back with the Patriots as a offensive coordinator when his
Oh my
defensive
God.
line ruined Mac Jones. Then he got released. He got hired
Yeah.
on as
Okay,
a
thank you.
And then he got promoted to being a defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
And they
I knew
shipped
I
it
wasn't crazy because, like, I'm like hearing that name and I'm like, there's an association with the Patriots. I just can't remember, and like it doesn't make sense. So like, I'm not gonna say that. But
Bro, honestly,
yeah.
the Eagles were like what 10-1.
10-1. Then they went
They-
1-5,
Yeah,
and they
They-
thought, okay, we're going to change it up on our defense. All right, you're going to be promoted as an OC for the last 4 games. It did not help.
somebody. I'm like, they said they want Matt Patricia as head coach for the Giants. I go, do you really want Matt Patricia, bro?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead for the Giants. Absolutely, because if there's one fan base that deserves to suffer alongside their green friends,
And they said,
the Eagles are falling apart. I completely agree.
And-
Buccaneers are still garbage. The
But they
49ers, though, we disassembled them. Like, if you want a blueprint to beat the 49ers, go watch the 49ers versus the Bengals, and we will show you how to.
but
Without Brock
also,
Purdy.
I personally think the Bucks are gonna probably take this one, and they're probably not, and they're probably gonna get their asses kicked against the Niners.
T-Wolf, I need like you to dial it back by about 20%.
Right, but like I said, like
Just because we're getting ready to go into your favorite segment.
Oh man, like I said, I'm going for the Bucks on that one. So
All right, let me get the umbrella.
Yeah. We're going into Seawolf's second favorite segment, which is more coaching speculation. So where is Jim Harbaugh gonna go?
Right now, there's no confirmed. Nothing is confirmed yet. And I've been seeing, like, honestly, I want to see him stay for another year.
Was the fact that FSU again has been smacked down by
The NCAA for
Yeah,
violating
I saw
NIL
that.
rules.
one at a
I
time.
saw that. I was like, oh shit.
And can I point out the specifics of why they are in trouble? Because it is the most thing that I have ever seen. Apparently, it's violating the NIL rules to have an assistant coach drive a parent and a kid to a destination, not get out of the car, pick them back up again, and drive them back to said other destination.
Wow.
Had no involvement, but yet they were involved because, like, so that I'm thinking, like, okay, fine. Like, if I'm setting up, because now I'm going to do the Michigan thing, and I'm going to set myself up where if I'm going to be an NIL office, it better be next to a burger place.
Wow. Fuck you. Bro. I knew you were gonna bring up the cheeseburger game.
So instead of
Because that finally came down. Like, and I hope you enjoyed your bacon
this entire
slapped
Burger
penalty. But like I'm just watching, like, NCAA, like, really, like, you just fucked them out of like a playoff position. And then this is the double tap.
Okay.
Is this the double tap? Like,
No.
you
No.
being an Uber?
But as the playoff committee said, they didn't make it in because their starting quarterback was injured.
The thing was, before that occurred, there was already discussions on how to get Florida State omitted. That's the issue that I have. It's like there was the discussions that have been leaked of them purposely trying to keep Florida State out of the playoffs in favor of an SEC team.
Which we beat.
Yes. So I don't know if you would have beat a healthy Florida State, and we will never know.
It's possible.
You could have, but we won't know because they were meddling.
Exactly. And plus they got their asses kicked by Georgia because all their players are either in the transfer portal or in.
I don't care. Don't care. You're deviating from the discussion.
Nah, for real though. Like, honestly, I'm honestly very happy with the outcome of the national championship. And you know what's funny? I saw I think it was a post-game interview with Michael Penix saying that Michigan didn't really do anything.
No, like Michigan did a lot of stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
they literally lit the Washington's offense up.
Penix was also hurt
Yeah, in
half
the
of the
second
game.
half, but
Yeah.
but
At the end
Penix
of the
was
In the
fine.
second quarter.
Penix was fine during the first half. Like and our defense, like I said last episode,
all
because
right.
of because of that number one offense versus the number one defense. Who was on top?
Mm-hmm.
The defense.
All right. So,
because we kept Washington down to 13 points.
but it gets really bad. All of the missed calls.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Defensive holding on Memphis, or not Memphis, Michigan. Yeah, there was like pass interference, late hits. There was a lot of stuff that Michigan got away with.
The eight, because they're ACC officials, and I'm pretty sure they were boycotting this game because they didn't want. They just like, all right, cool, we're just taking the money and we're just not call shit. So.
Hold up.
No.
ACC official.
Yeah, they were ACC. They were from the ACC.
Can you imagine you're the ACC official and you got screwed over with Florida State? You had them fish the national title game.
Exactly. I saw them. They were like they were from the
Something
ACC.
seems fishy.
No, I literally thought I saw.
That's the way that it works. Right? Like that's the way it works. If you're not in the national title, they pick one of the other important conferences.
It should have been the Big 12.
Because here's the thing. Though.
Oh yeah, right.
The Michigan Alabama game, we had the Big 12 official, and I don't know who was officiating the Washington Texas game. I don't know who they were because Michigan and Alabama had to deal with the Big 12, but for the national title, we had the ACC refs. And I can agree. There was some shit that should have been called.
There was a lot.
In my opinion,
you guys were having late and dirty hits, like a lot, and like I don't know why, because you guys were so dominant. There was no reason for it. Like, and then, like if I was a ref, like at this point, my laundry bill would be extensive.
Washington's run defense was literally dog shit, and I would call that out because they let Blake Corum run 50 yards, they let Donovan Edwards free. I was like, oh my god.
So, like, you have to. Every conference has like the ticket to their top, right?
Right.
And like the Pac-12, they have their shtick. And it is what you saw with Washington. And it can win. Yeah, but like the problem is like all the stuff that should have been flagged as penalties was on the defense. And to me, that's just, they just got away with it. Right?
Yeah,
like, whereas if those would have been properly flagged, like I think that it would have been a much closer game towards the end. And then we would have had a better game. Now, again, you had the ACC ref, and as an ACC team, our refs are pretty dumb.
Like I said, they just let the game go. They just let the game go on.
Right, but then
because they'd rather just go home.
Yeah, and and sometimes they're like, oh, hey, they just let them play. It's like, yeah, that works great until people realize that, like, hey, I can literally just smack the crap out of you and pull your jersey when you're trying to run away from me. Like the number of times that I heard the announcer go, I guess jersey pulls are legal now.
I didn't think I heard that though, but I didn't really hear that. I didn't really hear them say that. I was just too busy. I was watching the game all day, all night.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, to be honest, I was very happy that I was really great. It was a really good game regardless, because Penix was really throwing some dimes out there, and even our secondary couldn't even get it. But
I enjoyed the game.
Game-sealing interception by Mikey Sanders still. Oh man, bro.
I enjoyed the game, and I enjoyed the product that was put on the field. I just thought the officiating could be better, and that has no bearing at all on the fact that I called Washington win that.
And yet,
in the last podcast,
I had the prediction right, but I had the points completely. The points I thought it was going to be a much closer game, but
I can't remember what points I gave out.
You said like what? 4?
I said 3. I think it was a 3-point differential.
I think it was 3. No, I think Siler said 3.
I don't remember.
I had Michigan +8. But if I had the opportunity to predict 34-13 Michigan,
No one had this by 3 scores. No one.
Yeah, if I was being like real, but if I was being a smart ass, I would probably go 34-13, and you'd be like, y'all would be like, holy crap, he actually got it right.
Well,
if
that's
the refs
because
did their job, like they would have been much tighter because like most of those were like on 3rd and 4th downs, where like you're fucking pulling some dude's like laundry out of his pants.
Bro, those 3rd down conversions on both teams have been ass, bro. I don't know if you've been seeing my live tweets. I'm like, we are not converting 3rd and long.
That's fine. All right, but give me somebody else that has sanity. Like give me something like I can work with.
I don't think anybody was expecting, like, not even just us. I don't think anybody was expecting Michigan to run away with a game like that. Because, I mean, if you look at how Washington played against Texas, you would look at that game and go, like, man, this game is fixing to be a close one. Like, I'm talking about, like, 3, and maybe if we're lucky, 10 points. But Penix, I don't think he had the game down mentally. Yeah, I think he had it physically, but not the mental aspect to it.
He was more under the pressure of the spotlight than JJ McCarron was.
Yep. And JJ, he made sure he was like JJ McCarthy. He was locked in. He was locked in before that game.
He was a game manager. He only completed 10 passes.
He's locked. I mean, like, their players are locked in, and Washington's over here. Penix, I think it just got to his head in the setting that he played in, and in the big spot he's in the championship after how long now? I don't even know the last time they've been.
91?
The last time, yeah,
91.
Yeah, because it was like a split one too or something.
91
No, that was 97. That was 97.
91 was the Washington. 97 was the split with Michigan and Nebraska.
But that's a big setting. So he's got a lot on his shoulders. So I can see why. But it's also football. You gotta stay locked in before you play that game. And about the bad calls too. I said this about the Georgia and Alabama game. I think it could have changed the outcome. But you know what happens. And,
no, I mean I agree with you, and like that's like, I mean, again, like I've proponent of like there needs to be something that changes, and like, okay, there's a lot of stuff that's in football that should not be up to the refs to determine. There's a lot of stuff like with technology and things that we've got that should determine like how far the ball has forward progressed.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Before the knee is down, right? Like that is super simple. Like we can drop a missile within like a 1-inch radius anywhere on the planet, and you're telling me that we can't like put a couple of wireless receivers that do the same thing, like just at the top of the stadium, to determine whether or not the ball has actually, stopped going forward at that location before the knee goes down, and time sync it to the video? That's super easy to do. Like, there's a lot of that. Putting things into review process, that would be one. But my God, like if you're, there was at least 3 times I know when I was watching Michigan and Washington play that someone had literally pulled out someone's jersey off the back end of them, and it was not flagged, and it was nuts. Also, if you got an offsetting flag and one of them is bigger than the other, maybe you go with the. All right, fine. This is a 10-yard penalty. This is a 15-yard penalty. They offset. No, they don't. Somebody gets 5 yards. That's just me.
That's just the.
I totally agree.
Honestly, I wish they had better officiating. It would have been a much tighter game.
Don't get SEC officials, or SC championship would happen again.
SEC refs that are there, right? And so, like, okay, all right, everyone. It's now a tie game. We're now going in overtime. Wait, what's that noise? Oh no, Alabama showed up to play the final.
Mike just cut out, bro.
Yeah, well, it's
Alabama's into the chat.
Alabama's into the chat.
Yeah,
I don't give a piss, nothing but time, baby.
And then Nick Saban has shown up and like whacked the crap out of like John Harbaugh with a chair. Oh my God, Alabama is taking over. We're in overtime, and now instead of it being Washington versus Michigan, we've got Washington versus a well-rested Alabama team. This is completely fair. We're going to continue.
Yeah, they cashed in their money in the.
Oh, and then for the rest of that game, they're calling flags on the other team for just standing there at that point. That's literally what's going on.
That's
I can guarantee
that
you
is
that.
so SEC.
SEC with Bama asterisk. Oh no, I was talking about Alabama's SEC championship being an asterisk.
Oh, the asterisk. Unlike the Lions and Chiefs, be like, this has an asterisk because they have no Chris Jones or no Travis Kelce.
Oh no, fuck that. But seriously, like, as far as I want you guys to enjoy it. I want you guys to just sit there and hang your banners and do all that stuff. And if the NCAA doesn't come in and take it away, I'm gonna be very angry because we lost our national championship against you clowns.
I want to point out, the NCAA president has said something that the Michigan has won fair and square. I'm just telling you that right now. That was from the president of the NCAA. I'm pretty sure I said that.
I saw
you did. You sent it to me. But I'm also going off the argument that people we didn't actually recruit complained about ugly strippers, and we lost a national title in basketball, which means far more to us in basketball than it does to you in football, which is a weird thing to say because you're one of them weird football states.
If you got the president of the NCAA saying that they're making that they won the national title fair and square because they are aware of it and they don't believe that they gave Michigan just an advantage. It's just that we have a really solid football team.
No, but the thing is would you have made it if you would have lost 2 games?
No, we wouldn't. Even with Harbaugh getting suspended for a few games, we still won games. Because let's be real, let's be honest here. As like the entire team, the players, the staff, like they all came together when Harbaugh wasn't there. It's kind of like a brotherhood. They literally they played because honestly they're all on the same page, especially with winning games. That's how we ended up with a 15-0 season. I'm just telling you that because the players. They're on the same page. They're like,
I would wish a Ryan Day scenario on you, but you already had that, and you weathered it through, and now you won a national championship with it. So, like,
personally, Ryan Day's still bored on third base.
No. Well, that was just dig at like the Ohio State fans because they were like, oh, I can't believe. Hell, the one thing he can't do is he just can't beat Michigan. That's like that was all they were saying about like freaking Harbaugh for like how long?
All season.
No, I mean how many years? Like were they saying that he could never beat?
Honestly, they beat us in 2019, and then we beat them 21, 22, and this year.
I don't have it pulled up. What the reason why I'm pointing it out is that sometimes you have to lose to your rival a couple of times to get your game plan in order.
Don't get.
And I'm with you on that.
They start throwing tantrums, and I like last episode, like with Blue Streaks, like I wish Ohio State fans could have a reality check. They do need a reality check.
But what was the score that Blue Streak wanted for the reality check?
Oh, was it an 8-4 season?
Yeah, which is like
8-4 season.
That's not a reality check. All right, I want you to look at Louisville basketball last 2 seasons. That is a reality check. This is a team that could literally buy any college basketball team in the country and like pay for all of their expenses and everything. Like they have the cream to the crop. Like that should be it. And yet we have just now, over 2 years, have finally filled the column of Kenny Payne's best wins because he's finally made 10 best wins. And by best wins, I mean wins.
No, like I said, I wish Buckeye fans can understand this. You have to learn to lose.
Yeah.
If your team is not able to beat your rival, then why are you bitching?
Yeah, I mean, you get it because you're a Detroit fan.
Like, hell, just thinking about that Ravens game that, like since we're talking to you, since you mentioned about the Lions, like this season, we got our asses kicked by the Ravens. Even though Lions
Right.
fans agreed we were gonna lose that game, but I did not expect to lose that bad. But look, in the next few games after that, we've been winning. It's just one loss can keep the team humble, right?
Yeah.
That's literally what Ohio State fans need to realize, and the same goes with the Michigan State fans. Because I've been dealing with this at work. I've been dealing with Michigan State fans at my job.
Yeah, and then when like Harbaugh goes off to go join the NFL, it'll all reset.
Yeah, it'll all reset, and you're still gonna deal with Jerome Moore and probably JJ McCarthy for another year.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, JJ McCarthy, like I said, to be in my honest opinion, JJ's not ready for the NFL right now. I honestly wish Ohio State fans and Michigan State fans listen up. You just need to chill. You're over there throwing tantrums, and you're over there rooting for Bama, and now like you're literally hopping on other teams' bandwagons every time we face them, even though you're likely gonna lose.
Trash talking. You gotta keep that low.
I'm just saying. I'm like I've been seeing it a lot all season.
Jingles, go ahead. Just could you wrap this up here because we got to put Seawolf in a corner. I given him 30 minutes. We got to wrap this up.
But yeah, go blue.
Oh yeah, we should talk about Pop-Tarts for like 5 minutes. Can we keep that to 5 minutes?
I literally bought a box of Pop-Tarts before the storm came in. And I have like 2 packages left in the box.
All right, so what's the question? All right, so the important question is, what flavor of Pop-Tarts did you buy?
The strawberry.
Gross. I'm not a deer.
Hey, I'm an OG. And rest in peace, Mr. Pop-Tart.
Bunt.
Yes.
What is your Pop-Tart?
I got cinnamon flavor before.
All right, so Bunt is
cinnamon,
a person of class.
Brown sugar, cinnamon.
Brown sugar, cinnamon. That's my jam. That's my jam. So like I'm with you, Bunt. Don't know how that comes into play, and I don't want to know because it'll reduce my respect for you.
What? Why? You don't eat?
He needs some milk.
Pop-Tarts with you don't get milk with Pop-Tarts.
I'd rather dip my Oreos in a fucking glass of milk.
I'm not saying dip them. I'm just saying just a glass cold milk Pop-Tart. Man, that slaps.
So I'm going to teach you all a hack with your Pop-Tarts.
I just eat them straight up, bro.
No, so like the back part, the part that doesn't have any flavoring or any like icing or anything.
Like the ending part where it's just not filled up. Yeah, I always eat that.
No, the back, like so like the top, the top, it's got all the icing and everything on it, and the back is just this like really dry. Yeah. So if you actually take some melted butter, well, like not melted butter, but room temperature butter, and you just spread it on that, and then put it in your toaster. If you want to take your Pop-Tarts to the next level, that's the way to do it.
Is that a Family Guy reference?
That is not a Family Guy reference.
No,
but
I put butter on a Pop-Tart. It is so freaking good.
It is. Like if you've never done that, like no, this is what.
Okay, bro. You literally brought up a Family Guy reference.
Well, all right. So my mom did this before Family Guy was a thing. So like salted butter on the back of a Pop-Tart and then put it into the microwave, or not microwave, toaster. It'll change your world. Like it elevates it to a level that you didn't think that a Pop-Tart could go to. And that ends our attempt to get a Pop-Tart sponsorship. And on that bombshell, that's been a sports wrap. Thanks for listening to Jersey Tales, and please like, comment, and subscribe. So we'll see you guys all next week.